In this section, we will cover how to modify file ownership and group ownership. We've already covered permissions in the previous sections. This section, we're going to concentrate on ownership. Let's start by creating a file. Let me do an ls. As you can see, there are no existing files. Let's create a file. Touch. Let's call this file file. Let's do an ll. As you can see, the user owner is root and the group is also root. Let's create a user called user1. So to create a user, we can run this command, which will add a user add. Let's call the user user1. No error messages. User has been created. Let's change the ownership of the file to user1. In order to do that, we can run this command. Chown is a command which is used to change ownership of a file. So chown stands for change ownership. So let's run this command, see what happens. chown. Let's make user1 the owner of file. Hit enter. Let's do an ll again. As you can see previously, root was the user owner. Now user1 is the user owner of this file. To change group ownership of file to user1, the command for changing group ownership is chgrp, change group. Let's change the group to user1 as well. When user1 is created, by default, it created a user1 group for user1. So we can use that group for the same file and see what happens. So let's run the command chgrp, change group, user1, file. Hit enter. ll. Now, as you can see, user group was root, and now it's been changed to user1 as the group as well. This is how you change user owner and user group. And the two commands that we used are chown, change ownership, or chown, and change group, which is chgrp. Let's create a user called user2. Again, to create a user, we'll do user add command and name of the user. So user add user2. Hit enter. User has been created. At this time, we're going to assign both ownership and owning group permissions or memberships to user2. Earlier, we had user1 as the user owner and user1 as the group owner. This time, we're going to change both of them by using only one command instead of two commands. So this is the command we're going to run. Chown user2. So basically, we're changing the ownership of the file to user2. So this will cover this part, and user2 will become the owner. But if we do a colon and then type in user2, which is a group here, it will take care of this part as well, which is to change owner group as well. And then we just have to mention the file name. Hit enter. Let's do an ll. As you can see, earlier we had user1 as the user owner, user1 as the user group or the group owner. Now we have user and group memberships have changed for this file. This is how you can change both ownership and owning group to a particular user by running one command. Now, on the last example, assign both ownership and owning group to user 2 for a directory recursively. Now, the earlier examples covered files. We can do the same thing for a directory, and we can do it recursively, which means everything under that directory, any files or directories, will also get the same rights. If you don't do it recursively, it applies it just to the outside shell or just the directory. But if you want to change rights for all the files under a particular directory as well, then you have to do it recursively. For recursively, -R, this R is uppercase, is the option we can use to get that done. So let me clear the screen. Let's create a directory, make dir, let's call it dir1. Let's do an ll. As you can see, directory is there, owner is root, and group is root as well. These are the owner, user owner, and user group, or owning group. Let's change it. Chown -R user 2 colon user 2 and the directory name. Hit enter. Let's do an ll. As you can see, the root is changed to user 2 as the user owner and user 2 as the user group for this directory. Currently this directory is empty, but if we did have files in it, all the files would recursively inherit the same rights. I hope you learned something useful in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.